Hello and welcome to another Nordic Takedown podcast YouTube video reshoot because my dishwasher was really messing up in the background, so I had to redo this. Fortunately, I had not gone much farther than the intro. Went to the Lund Store Showdown Friday evening. We were playing from like 6 to 10, I think, somewhere around that, because we were 16 players. Was supposed to be 17 in 5 rounds, that would have meant. So I think we're all pretty happy about that in a way. I guess like people that were like 3-1s would have wanted like a 5th round, because that would made it a chance for them to win the tournament as well. But 4 hours is quite enough. So I decided to go with Anakin Skywalker. Haven't played him in a tournament really since like early of this set, when we went to the Cantina Brawl, where I won the Swiss, went to the final, lost there to Sabine 2-1, and then I played it in a tournament here in Växjö, like around the 20 people tournament, like a Swiss tournament, won it 5-0. So like during my PQ prep and stuff like that, Anakin had not really worked for me, so I switched to Han Yellow for those tournaments. But after I remade the deck a little bit, it's been starting to work a lot better in practice. So I decided to bring it here to see what it could pull off. So here is the deck right now. We've been trashing the lightsabers before. Now they're in the deck. The reason why they're in the deck now and wasn't before, like there was a lot more control in the meta. There was a lot more Bosk, Palpatines, and lightsabers are not really good there because they are good to clear your board and you don't want to invest too much in one single unit. But now there is a lot of Sabines, there is Han Yellows, there is Django's, Boss Greens, everything. Like, and some of these decks have a little bit of a problem dealing with the lightsaber. Especially it's pretty good against Sabine if you get the Yoda and you can start like smashing some people and having like a force throw on the turn 3 where you play saber and force throw on Yoda. That can be really strong. I've also moved out of you can see one of the more controversial thing here is that I'm not, well, there is 2 things. I run 52 cards in this deck, could not decide what to cut, so 12 turn 1 plays because of that as well. I think now, after thinking if I were to cut 2 cards, maybe an open fire and an R2, that might be where I would go. But otherwise, I do not play any early space units except Conquer Dawn. Actually, Conquer Dawn is the only space unit in the deck and the sideboard, together with Fang Fighters. Sorry. And the reason why really is like there are very good ways to get punished on that. On the ground, you have more like the Ketsu and the Regional Governor, which is the new includes from when I was playing it. It's been playing for a long time in our testing. But the Governor can really stop some important plays all around, like bad matchups. Ketsu Onyo is really there. You can play Ketsu Onyo or Sabine. I'm playing Ketsu Onyo because Boss Green is such a bad matchup. So versus Boss Green, you don't want to play anything turn 1. You don't even want to slam Regional Governor because you cannot block everything. Like, and anything you block, and if you block wrong, you get super punished. So you rather just pass the turn. But if you play Ketsu Onyo, they cannot play any bounties on you turn 1. So you basically get a free unit out, and they have to like surrender their first turn and next turn probably, because they can't put a bounty until she is attacked, which you won't do, or like they have to like remove it with a force choke, and then you can play a new unit, and they don't have like the money to put like at least some of the bounties, right? And you get an advantage. Boss Green really hates the Jedi lightsabers on Anakin as well. It's very hard for them to deal with that. So that is some reasons why that has happened. A 3-2 is also good to trade up against like 3-5s that are seeing a lot in the meta early, especially from Han players, like either green, red, or blue or yellow. Then Obi-Wan and Poe is all out, and this is to make room for that. There is more per-release positions in the deck because of Han and Django, of course. There is a little less removal. Well, At that time, I was still only on 2 fell, but after that, it was 3. Up to 3 crate dragons, because they are really good to force throw, and they are really good to have in the late game. And if you pull one early, it's just to resource when you actually have 3. Fang Fighters is also there for boss and maybe for Dark Saber. Alright, so my run here, it was Store Showdown, so I got to face some weird stuff. Started with Count Dooku Blue. That's not... I've been seeing it twice now in Store Showdowns in my round 1, which is fun, but the deck isn't really that strong. It doesn't fit the meta. Exploiting your units to be a big one, and that one just being removed is just... There's so many decks that have something. You could either bounce, or like for me, I can have a takedown or a fell, depending on how big the unit is, and it just disappears. So it was 2-0 in round 1. Then I went into Sabine ECL, which this deck is supposed to be a lot better. In my testing, I had like barely any losses against it, but here it comes 2-0 right away. Game 1, I didn't get a 2-drop or 1-drop with R2, like no turn 1 play, and that's just... You can't beat Sabine without a turn 1 play unless they fail their turn 1 play, which you didn't. So that was a quick 2-0. Like game 2 was fairly competitive, like it was, but I had like for the last round, I had like Bravado plus Lightsaber, like not last round, the last before, but that wasn't enough to kill him. So I just went for the Lightsaber and needed one more hit. But he had Adelphi, the Adelphi wing thing, which meant he could attack with a unit +2 and do 5 damage, which was needed. Otherwise, I had him in 1 attack and would have been a game 3, but that's just how it is. Could have also been a heroic sacrifice. There was a lot of things that could have killed me there. Then I got to play, I think it was a Sarge TT with Tarkin Town. I don't remember, it could have been a 30 HP base as well, but I think it was Tarkin Town. It was quite interesting. Like he actually, at one game, he got a really big Asajj going with 2 fallen lightsabers on it, which was pretty strong. He actually then went for, I think he went for a kill on my R2, which meant with another unit, which meant that I could draw into a takedown and Asajj was damaged, so I could for 5. So I just killed it and he didn't get to hit with it in that game. I think it was game 1, which really made me win it in a way. It wasn't that hard after that. So unlucky for him that it was a takedown on top of the deck. Otherwise, I had no way to deal with Asajj. I knew it when he plays Forshoke that it was a mistake because R2 had attacked and I let it be on top. But no way that he could know that it's just takedown that I just saved there. So don't hate the play from him because, oh yeah, now I remember he was Forshoking. He force-choked, not a Yoda, sorry. He force-choked my Anakin to put it down to 2 HP, so the double fallen lightsabers was going to double ping him to death, and that's when I drew the takedown and just killed it. So it was a really good play for him, because if Anakin would die without nothing, Asajj was protected by Sentinel and stuff, so it would have been a very nice play for him. Then I went to play Afra Green. It's not a good matchup for Afra. It was actually against Magnus, who won the showcase tournament Afra, so he wanted to play that champion basically. It's like Anakin is really good into control still. I haven't removed too much of the control anti-package, and the games weren't very close. So I ended 3-1. The top 4 became Django Fett 4-0. The Sabina lost to, went 3-1, lost to Django in basically the final. And Cad Bane Tarkin Town got a 3-1 and beat me on strength of schedule, basically. So, is Annie okay? Hard to say. I played 3 off-meta decks and 1 really meta deck and got bashed by both the deck and the player. So, hard to say. It's really rough to play a leader that deploys on 6. It still is, even though Anakin is probably the best 6-drop leader in the game. I think he's quite a lot better than Rey, for example. So Annie is probably okay, but is he S tier? probably not. Maybe like straight below. You can definitely win a PQ with him if you practice a lot and have a little bit lucky matchups. So sadly I took 4th, but and it's okay if you want to keep play it, or I might keep tweaking and grinding it as well. We'll see. But for this tournament, it was definitely okay. I beat the things I should beat, and the Zabin that I thought I was going to beat with this new list, I didn't. So hard to know. A little bit disappointed about those Zabin games, but it happens like in a Swiss. Who knows would have been if it was a top cut. Maybe I got my revenge and it would be all different. But yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.